All right, thank you. So, as I waiting for more people to join, I'll be reading the speaker's citation to not waste time. So, Oluwatumise Adesina, popularly known as Specialat, is a dynamic entrepreneur and visionary behind Specialat, a prominent fashion and craft brand she built from zero capital into a business with international reach. As the lead at Specialat empowers, she's dedicated to training the next generation of youth in creative skills and entrepreneurship, a recognized influencer and advocate for young women in business. Oluwatumise brings a wealth of experience in starting small and thinking big to help others scale their creative ventures. So please, with our clapping emojis, let's welcome our speaker, Specialat. Thank you.
Everyone. Good afternoon once again.
Good
Uh,
afternoon, ma.
yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And yeah, today we are talking about something that I really, really resonate with. And thank you so much, Ikma, for reading that citation. Thank you. I'm honored to be here with you guys. So, today we're going to be talking about starting small and thinking big. And I think that um, okay, let me start this way. How many of you here has like a business idea in your head that you want to start, but you're thinking that it is too small for you to start? So if you are that person, I want you to just use the in chat box to tell me I am or I am that person or I have. Any way you can say it, just say it in the in chat box because I don't want us to have multiple people talking at the same time so that we can manage our time very well. So I want to know how many of you have an idea in your head that you think, oh, if I start now, it will be too small. I need like a lot of money to start. I need this to start. How many of you are in this call that are like that? Or how many of you are running a small business right now? So if you're running a small business, say I am running a small business. If you have an idea that you think is, you have very limited resources to start, tell me that in the chat box. So yeah, let's go. I'm waiting for you guys now. Okay, I can see all your messages. I can see all your messages. So what Himad said, I am in that. You're in what? Like you have an idea, but um you don't have money for it. You don't have resources for it. So Faith said, I have an idea. Adela, I'm running a small business. Kifaya, I'm running a small business. Manira, I'm running a small business. Okay. There are a lot of small business owners here. You have an idea, right? And you're thinking that uh it's too like I can't start like this because I don't have the kind of resources for it. And that is why I said most people don't have a starting problem. They have a thinking problem. And it still doesn't mean that you don't know how to think or you don't know what to think or all of that. It doesn't mean that. It just simply means that you are scared to start because you think that you don't have enough resources for it, because you think that it is going to be too small and there are some people that are doing it big and you're going to be at like a disadvantage because you have limited resources. So that will lead me into telling you a very short story of a girl. This girl learned a skill and she didn't have any sponsor, she didn't have resources, she didn't have audience, she didn't have visibility, she didn't have nothing. She was just a student, like she just recently gained admission into the university and she wanted to start. So what did she do? She knows that she doesn't have all of these resources and everything it takes to start a business, but there was an idea, right? And there was the skill. Yeah. And that was actually enough to start, regardless. The only thing that was different about her, and maybe the only difference between her and you, is that she started small, but she had a big idea, a big picture of what she's trying to start. She has a bigger picture and a bigger mindset of what she has to start. And that will lead me to, so let's go to the next slide, Ikma. She has a bigger picture of what she wanted to start and she started regardless. I said most people don't have a starting problem, they have a thinking problem. The thinking that you have when you want to start small is it is too small, and then it limits your vision to what is immediately visible rather than what is possible. What is visible now is She has an idea, she has the skill, but there are no resources sufficient for it. So she's only seeing what is visible right now, not seeing the potentials that that business can actually provide if she starts regardless. So people are thinking too small. That is the first problem. Thinking too small. So let's imagine that this girl was already thinking too small, right? And then she went ahead to think too safe. She went ahead to think too safe. So she was avoiding discomfort and the risk of the cost of real progress. She was avoiding people laughing at her that why was she going to start, with not having money to set up, to do publicity, to do adverts, to do marketing. She was trying to be safe. She was trying not to reach out to people so that they won't mock her, so that she doesn't want to hear no from people. When you go to meet people and say, oh, I have this business, and they're like, where are your samples? And you're unable to provide nothing because you don't have anything to show for it. But so you're scared that, will this person support me? I'm trying to play safe, I'm trying to conserve the little that I have. Okay, let's even say it's 10,000 naira that I have. And to set this business big, I will need like maybe 100,000 or 1 million naira. So if I go and start with 10,000 now, like, people are going to think I'm a small person, or that would be a waste of money. Let me just go and use that money to buy clothes. Thinking too safe. That is not an entrepreneur thinking, by the way. Now the third thinking problem that people have is too immediate. You are focused on today's problem instead of tomorrow's opportunities. It's not only even today's problem, you are focused on the things that has happened in the past, then today's problems, then you are not thinking about what is going to happen tomorrow. So now, if you don't start, what is going to change? Nothing. But if you start, there is already a shift in that movement, in that mindset. So let's say this lady, this small girl that just gained admission, that did not have money, but she had an idea, she had all of these things. She has thinking problem of thinking too small, thinking too safe, and thinking too immediate. What is going to happen? She's going to remain stuck in that situation, and there won't be any change. And then I go to the next slide. That is, starting small is normal. Starting small is not equal to staying small. Having an idea that you don't have enough resources to fund is not equal to staying small. So let's say every great business began with with limited resources, an imperfect plan, and a founder who started anyway. Small beginnings are not the problem. And I further said, thinking small is what keeps you stuck. Your strategy, your structure, yourself, that is your belief, they must be built, they must be built at the scale you are aiming for, and not the scale you are currently at. Your results will always match the size of your thinking. You can't help it. You can't get out of it. You will be stuck in the way you are thinking if you are living too small, too safe, and too immediate. And if you do not understand that starting small is normal, every big business brand that you see right now started from somewhere with very limited resources. I promise you. Even the ones that you think they had the most resources, they would still definitely need something to complete a project or to complete, that phase that they were in at the point of beginning. You would see that, oh, when somebody is done with building their houses and they've set everything up, they will still be, oh, we've not done this, we are going to just do it, we are going to do it, let us just move in. There will always be something that you quest for. It's just like when you start, let's say you start making millions in your business, let's say you make your first million. There is always a sense of, once you make that first million, you will know that you are broke, like that money is not enough. There will be a sense of, it has to get better, it has to grow bigger. But you will not leave that position that you are in if you do not dream and think about how it will get bigger. If you are thinking about the current situation of, why am I just here? Why okay, it's just 1 million. Let me protect this 1 million. Let me keep it. Don't let me touch it. If you keep it, will it multiply? No. It will just remain, or it will keep reducing. So that is you thinking about the present situation, thinking about thinking immediate. So now let's say that this young girl that just gained admission now heard somebody just tell her, "Oh, you don't have to think about starting small. You just have to think big. You have to just start already. Start with what you have. just start doing it already, and but keep working towards the thinking, like the thoughts that you have for this business. That is the vision that you have for this business, the long-term plan that you have for this business, where you want to see this business. Do you just want this business to be giving you, like, just taking care of your basic needs, or you want this business to actually create real impact and set a standard and legacy? Thinking big. So now we are trying to sort these young girls thinking problem, right? Now I go to the next slide. This is the practical shift one that we are doing. You have an idea in your head, you want to start a business. This young girl wants to start a business, and then she starts thinking big from day one. So this young girl started, um, does not build for the current situation. She designed her systems, her pricing, her brand for the business that is becoming, that is evolving, not the one that is happening right now. That is what is in that slide. So I said that design your systems, your pricing, and your brand for the business you're becoming, and not the one you are today. I further said you build for where you want to be, not where you are right now. Some of you are reducing your potentials or the kind of values that you have to offer. Is something called imposter syndrome, because you think that I am too small, so let me be confined to this space. Like I can't do beyond this place, because that is how much I have, and not designing and building that business for where you want it to be. There was one of these Kim Kardashian sister that launched a business, and they did a publication. Now, I'm not asking you to fake it till you make it, but they had a glitch in their what's the name in their on their website that recorded like a sold out sales in one day of a particular product, and Forbes carried these news. They gave her an award for it, only to later find out that there was a glitch in the system, and that was not true. But because that happened, she lived in it. Like she milked out all the opportunities that was. She didn't think, oh, I am just starting out. I'm just a small business, and that remained forever. Like that is still in history. That remained forever. That opened bigger doors. She got bigger deals and bigger endorsements, because she didn't think, I am a small brand, and if I push this out now, will people not think that I am lying? Will people not think that I'm doing too much? Will people not think that this? Will people not think that that? If she was playing too safe, that success would not be recorded. But now she's breaking even more than that ground, because she did not stick with that idea of, oh, let me stay back because I'm just starting small. And is it possible? She builds for where she wants to be, and she's there now. She's even beyond. I'm very sure she's beyond, because she didn't expect what she eventually got. Ask the scaling question. If this grows, will this structure still work? Ask it early. Ask yourself, if this grows, this small plan that I already have for this business, is it going to work? So now this young girl that gained admission and everything, she started, right? She started with 1,350 naira. She started her brand. And what did she do? She knows that this 1,350 naira is not going to do anything. It's not going to scale the business in any way that she wants or the way she imagined. But she knows that she needed to start regardless, and she knows what she's building for. So what did she do? She was doing pre-orders with her business. So it's a clothing line, right? And she was doing pre-orders, post samples, ask people, leverage on her contacts, leverage on people that, friends, classmates, class groups, marketplaces, virtual marketplaces, just post there. She was showing up every day, but something was consistent. She placed value on those products. She didn't treat the products like, oh, I am just starting and you people should please help me. Have you guys seen business owners come on WhatsApp and say, you people should buy from me so I can eat? Or if you have seen it, please drop in the comment section. You people should come and buy from me so I can eat. I've not eaten today. Come and buy from me. Have you seen that kind of thing on WhatsApp before, or even on Instagram story? Let me see it in the comments, in the chat box. Come and buy from me today so I can eat. Oh, aha. Who else are saying that kind of statement? Like, just put it on a hair. So, okay, now I call myself, if I call myself like a standard business owner that knows what she's doing, and that has good structure for her brand. And I now post on my status that come and buy from me today so I can eat. Will you take me seriously? Chat box, will you take me seriously? Thank you, Rahimat. You will not take me seriously. Who else will not take me seriously? If you will take me seriously, let me know. Please be genuine. Don't. I won't beat anybody. Okay, Faith says she will not take me seriously. All right, because that standard. And thank you, Omoyemisi. You won't take me seriously. Thank you, because that standard that I am showing you means that I am doing this business because I want to collect your money and I want to eat, not because I have value to give to you in exchange for the money that you are paying. So this young girl wasn't going online to say, oh, please, so you people, I started this business. I just say I should try, oh, come and buy so that I can eat, oh, come and buy so that I can diesel. Do you think people don't have what they want to use their money to do? But what do people pay for? People pay for value. People pay to buy what you're selling, not because you're the only one who is selling it, but because you have a unique, you call it USP, you have a unique selling point. You have something that catches their fancy. You have a value that you're providing for them. You have set a structure that they just think, oh my God, I need to key into this. You are setting up an experience for them that they want to enjoy. They also want to explore it. I see people enter my DM telling me that, oh my God, I can't wait to buy Specialat someday. And it's not because I am the only tie and dye brand or I am the only one who does Adire in that way. Of course, I'm unique in the world, but because I have created an experience through the brand I have built. And then when people see the experience, when they see the product, they want to key into it. They want to save up. I know somebody who saved up money to buy our suits, like saved up 200,000 naira to buy a pair of, because of the experience, because of the value. And so when he wears it outside, he's the only one that is wearing that product in the world. Nobody is competing with him. There is a pride that comes with it, and that is what we are selling. As a business owner, you invest in the experience that you are giving to your audience. And that is what makes you an entrepreneur. And that means you are thinking big. You're not thinking immediate. You're not thinking safe. You're not thinking it is too early, it is too soon, it is too sudden, it is now. You're thinking about what is going to happen if I do it this way. You're setting a structure for your brand. This young girl that started with 1,315 naira, to cut the long story short, is me. And now I have built a multi-million naira brand from 1,350 naira. I have sold to all corners of Nigeria. When I say all corners, I mean north, east, west, and south. As a student of Obafemi Awolowo University, I just graduated last year. And I have even sold outside of Africa, let me say inside of Africa and outside of Africa. Talk about you at United States, I have my clients. UK, I have my clients. Germany, I have my clients. Returning clients, or even they're not returning anymore, I have sold to those places. It is in the history. I will say it anywhere I go that I have clients over there, because Specialat is there, even if I'm in Nigeria. I started small, but I didn't limit my vision to starting small. I know that like I have better places to be. The brand is going to go to bigger places, but I need to put structure in place and I need to create an experience. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a mentor. The person that trained me didn't even train me completely. I had just gained admission. I didn't know what to do. I came from a very, very humble background and I needed to survive in school. Now, let me tell you the things I did. First, I started thinking big. Just take that one. Tell yourself, I think big. I want to say it on the chat box. I think big. I am starting small, but I think big. Let's put it that way. I am starting small, but I think big. I want to see it in the chat box. I am starting small, but I think big. All right, I'm waiting for you guys. Hikma, please go to the next slide. I am starting small, but I think big. Yes. I am starting small, but I think big. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Ikma. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Diet. I can see all your chats. Now, she started small, but she thinks big. And that means you start with what you have, but you use it very well. She had a phone, an Android phone. I had an Android phone. Eh? Many of you would dump scroll on your phone from morning till night till you exhaust your 3.2 gig data without achieving anything. I am not very good with scheduling and writing down what I want to do for a day, but I knew that I had goals. Now, if you're that person who works with writing things down, why not write down what you want to achieve today? I want to get 10 contacts today. I want to get 10 leads today, even if it's not going to convert to sales. I want to reach out to 100 people today. I want to text all my contacts today. I want to create a BC and tell them to help me to repost my products today. I started with that. I leveraged on the contacts that I have. That's my network. So I used my phone very well by using my WhatsApp, my Instagram, my TikTok, my everything. I opened all accounts. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on, talk about any site. I'm on Reddit app. Yes, I'm there. Because I just know that I don't have a physical store for you to come in to come and shop my products. I don't have those products to display. I don't have the money to set up a mini stuff inside. I didn't even have a house at the time. I was cutting with somebody. I didn't have house. I had school hostel. I couldn't stay in school hostel because I can't do tie and dye in school hostel. So I make adure. Of course, you heard it in the citation. I can't do tie and dye in school hostel. So I needed to call to somebody outside campus. So I can't ship. I can't put signage in somebody else's hand and say this is Specialat and I can come. I didn't even have the money for the signage. So what did I do? I utilized my phone. I opened all social media platforms. At the time, it was just WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook, right? And then I know, okay, my classmates that were already knowing me, I was in UI for a while. I already collected contacts. When I used to go for Pursuit Yemi classes, I would I would collab with this shoemaker in my street to do. I would collab with this shoemaker in my street. I would buy all these 700 naira slippers that they used to sell that time, and then I would give it to him. I would do tie and dye on Teru. We would mix it together and make tie and dye slippers, and I would carry it to class to go and sell to my classmates and my classmates, the owner of our tutorial center, everybody, so that I could save up. I could start getting money to create small stuff for the business. I didn't think that anybody was going to think, oh, why is she coming to class to come and sell shoes? Why is it this? Why is it that? I didn't think about what anybody was going to think. I took the risk. I didn't even think that nobody was going to buy. I was thinking big that people were going to buy because your mindset aligns with the universe. Your imagination creates your reality. If you think small, you will remain small. If you imagine small, you will remain small. It is what you imagine that the universe will bring your way. But if you think big, and you know that, oh, this brand, I can actually sell it out. I can actually reach clients. I can actually reach global clients. Something is going to happen someday that is going to take you there. Exactly. Your mindset aligns with the universe. Your imagination creates your reality. So if by now you are still thinking that this business can only make me 10,000 naira in a week, I promise you, you can't break out of that shackles, because that is what you'll be working towards. That is what your brain will be working towards. That is what your mind will be working towards. That is what you're telling the universe. No matter how much you tell people that you are hungry on your status, they are not going to buy from you. Utilize your phone very well. You see that phone? It is not for just dumb scrolling and helping. It's all those people that are viewing their posts, that they are commenting on their this thing, that instead of you to support your friends and everything, they are doing all those things. They are making money off you, and you are still trying to look for the person that will do you 3.2 gig data. Instead of you to go to Google, go to ChatGPT, go to Cloud AI and ask for the next thing you have to do for your business. Look for prompts. Watch YouTubes that will help you to start thinking big. Because some of you, I think it's not the problem of even thinking small. It's the problem of not having access to the right information and the right set of people that will help you to think big. Some of you need a push that will help you to think big. You can't see beyond what you know. You can't grow beyond what you know. You can't advance beyond what you know. Learning is continuous and knowledge is profitable. So instead of using your phone to dumb scroll and laugh and bant and troll people, why not utilize it to make the life that you want for yourself? As at my first year in school, people thought I was already a final year student because I was so popular. Everybody knew me because I was going from hostel to collect contacts. I would help my roommates to sell their products, and I would also advertise my own in the process. I didn't have products, but my roommate was selling perfume, so I was helping my roommates to sell. So once we sell my for my roommates, I also tell them that, oh, so you can save my contacts because I also do adire. So if you want to do adire, that time it was still very cheap. I was still doing basic t-shirts, but I know that I did. What I wanted was not basic t-shirts. What I wanted was premium luxury clothes that I sell now. And what I'm still selling now is even not where I'm going because I still have like bigger dreams. I'm seeing Louis Vuitton, I'm seeing Gucci, I'm seeing this. I don't know what you're seeing, but that's what I'm seeing for Specialat, and that's what I'm seeing for Adire. But right now I'm working in the phase that I am, but I am working towards the bigger picture that I have. And all of these things I used my phone. I connected with people, I collected contacts, I went for events, I was collecting contacts, I was reaching out to them, I was asking them to repost for me, I was in everybody's faces. I didn't care what anybody was going to think. I was too broke to be ashamed. If you are on this call and you're ashamed and you are broke, there's a problem. You can't be broke and you still be shameful. There are two contrasting things. They cannot work together. So now let's talk about leverage. I think I've already talked about it before. So this phone, I was able to use leverage for this phone, on this phone. Let me put it that way. Leverage on my family and friends, leverage on my classmates, leverage on class groups, leverage on parties, leverage on events or campus, leverage on the skills I had. I had speaking skills, I had communication skills. I love to be in my house, but when it comes to my business, when it comes to what's going to make me money, I am flying outside. I just want to be, I'm there, and I'm wearing the products that I made, and I'm telling you that I made it, and I'm connecting with you, and I am using, and I'm leveraging on you to reach the next person. Another thing about leverage is leveraging on the people that have bought from you before. You telling your customers to help you to repost or to give you a review is not you disturbing them. And I hope you know. I want you to know. Because if that is it, then you will not be receiving emails from all these top brands all over the world that are telling you share with somebody, or please stay connected with us, or follow us on Instagram. Why are they doing that? It is leverage. They have you already. I knew that I have a captive community on OAU campus, the students. It is not what everybody has in the outside world. So I leveraged on it. The third thing is your skills. Let me broaden this so I can see very well. Your skills. What comes naturally to you is valuable to someone else. Your first product already exists, and that is you. You see that I've been talking since morning. I didn't even say building special art, building special art, and I was saying me. I did because I said I understood the things I had and I leverage on them. I know I have communication skills. I know I have sales skills. Sales is a skill. Selling is a skill. I know that if I tell you, ah, I'm gonna sell it to you. I'm gonna tell you all the features, everything you're gonna enjoy. It's not. I know that at least 80% you are sold. The next thing is for me to now make sure that you pay that money. I leveraged on it. I leveraged on the skill that I have. That is the tie and die skill that I have. I didn't just do basic. I didn't just do what you see everywhere. I made sure that every design I made was unique and they will not wash off. So if you're asking me why should I buy for you, I'll tell you that if you buy from any other Thai and that brand, there's a 100% there's a 90% chance that is going to wash off and that you're going to see that design every other place. But if you buy from us, it's going to be a one of one design and it's not going to wash off. There won't be any discoloration. You're selling value because I understand that I'm not the only one who sells Adire on OAU campus or even in Nigeria. So I needed to bring something that is unique to the brand, that will be unique to my customers, an experience, my unique selling points, the value that I'm proposing to them that is making them pay that money. I sold the suits in 2024. I think that was for 160,000 naira. And then the client texted me and said, "Oh, our call is ending in 15 minutes, correct?" And then the client texted me and said, "Oh my God, I love
I'm
my
going
suit.
to
It's
send
so
another link.
beautiful." All right, thank you. It is so beautiful. I wasn't even expecting, I wasn't expecting it to be this nice, blah blah blah. And I was like, "Thank you so much. Was it worth your money?" Do you know what he said? He said it's not even about the money. about, so people will pay for that. Forget about the money. People will pay for that value. Just give us the value first. You are too scared. You are too scared to place a price on your value. You are too scared to place that price on the product. You are too scared to advertise to that person. You are too scared to do. You are too scared. You are too scared. If you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to be a creative, then you should know by now that you're a risk taker. You don't play safe. You either lose or you win. You pick one. You're running a race. You're in a game. You either lose or you win. So if you think that it is too expensive, some people will tell you that it's not about the money. Yeah, thank you, Adiola. We are working on that. It's not about the money. People will pay for it. You create that value and leverage on them. Now, the next slide said, sell before you scale. I have four illustrations there. I said, test quickly, gather feedback, improve fast, and launch your confidence, because you're trying to be perfect at the very beginning. I told you guys that I had a dream to launch luxury tie and dye products, but I know I had just 1,350 naira, and that 1,350 naira could only buy me the chemicals for doing my adire. In fact, I had to use my t-shirts to do the first two adire that I did. So 1,350 naira doesn't sound like I was ready for a luxury brand. So I wasn't ready for it to be perfect. I didn't even have customized nylons. I didn't have labels. I didn't have nothing. I had what was the phone? I think it was a Nokia phone. What is an Android Nokia? It was so blur. That was what I used to snap my first product on my dad's dining table. Before you know it, I started learning skills, Canva skills, how to remove background, CapCut, how to edit videos. I would borrow phone from my neighbors and where I was staying where I was cutting. I used it to snap the products. I was snapping the behind the scenes. I was posting it. People were saying, "Oh, this girl is putting effort. This girl has values. This girl has things. She's not just doing things for doing sake. She actually wants to sell." So I didn't wait to be perfect. I didn't wait for iPhone 16, iPhone 17. As a matter of fact, I bought my first iPhone last year. If it was a gift, I've been using Samsung. I'm Samsung lover. It's not because I didn't have money for iPhone, but I wasn't waiting for iPhone. I wasn't waiting for this. I leveraged on everybody around me, and I was good to them. I wasn't a user. There are two different things. Don't be a user. If you're collaborating with people, ensure that it is symbiotic. If you're leveraging on people, appreciate the leverage. Don't treat them like, oh, I'm entitled to. Appreciate the leverage. Now, you're waiting for perfection, and perfection is the enemy of progress. If anybody on this group is a perfectionist, is it that we are on the same scale, or I am higher than you? If you're working with me, you will see me asking you, do you think it's okay? Is this okay? I'll be so bothered. I don't think it's nice. I don't think, most times I even do things that I have assigned other people to do. I do it myself because I just want it to be perfect. So if you say, oh, I'm a perfectionist, Specialat, I'm a perfect, you cannot be perfectionist up to me, or we are on the same level. But if you're waiting for things to be perfect, you are stalling your growth. The most dangerous thing you can do is spend months preparing to launch something no one has validated yet. How many of you have like a diary of, the list of the things that you want to do since like 2 3 years now that you have not launched? If you are in that sense, let me see it in the chat box. You've already written, oh, today, next week, in fact, this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to do it like this, but you've not launched it. If you're in that category, let me see it in the chat box. Don't be ashamed. Don't worry. We are here together. I've been there. So if you're in that category, you have written it. In fact, from the beginning of this year, you said, oh, we are going to do these things, these things, these things, but you've not even done one of it because you're waiting for it to be perfect. You're waiting for the right time. If you're in that list, let me see it on the chat box. In fact, I'm also on that list right now. I have something that I wanted to launch last month and I have not launched it. Faith is in that category. We know ourselves. Saying I'm a perfectionist, that's to be perfect. It's the only face that is in that category. So you people, you plan something and you do it immediately. I'm impressed. Are you already casting yourselves? Dorcas, Idayat, Munira, nice one. You don't have to wait for it to be perfect. Have you even tested it? Have you even done your market analysis? Have you even asked around? Have you even checked, if this business is actually viable, like if it's going to be accepted in the market? You've not even done that, but in your head, you're just like, I can't start already because because I don't have resources for me to start. And when I say you should test it with real people, I'm not even asking you to go and incur debt or to go and use the money that you don't have to test things. You can do collaborations. See, first 2 or 3 years in business, I didn't pay one single money for photography or for models. I was collaborating. I had value. I'd already built popularity by posting myself everywhere, going for every event, dressing good. If you're a student and you're going for that conference and you're still wearing Crocs, there is a problem. You're a student entrepreneur. You are going for a conference, you are wearing slides. There is a problem. You are not positioning yourself. You are not seeing the bigger picture of who you are. When I was a student, I told you, many people thought I was a graduate. They thought I was in part four. When I wore my matric gown, many people didn't believe that I was just matriculating because I didn't have clothes. But the little I had, if there is any conference, you see me there, and I'll be looking good. I wear my heels. If you like, say I'm doing too much, it got me attention. People would see me before anybody else. I would be the first person. They would say, "Ah, is this person a speaker?" I'm not a speaker. Oh. In fact, I'm a student. Position yourself. You have you. You are, in fact, you are first the brand. Many people patronize a brand because of the personality behind it and the value that that person is preaching. So I'm not saying you have to go and look for money for you to test your products in the market. I am saying that you can do collaborations, and when you do collaborations, even those models, you say, ah, oh my God, this is nice. Even those people that you are collaborating with the little resources that you have used to start, they'll say, ah, wow, do pre-orders. Like we have this sample, or you can even get something online that you know that is not copyrighted. You have this sample, we can create it. Be sure you can create it. You can ask your dad or your mom or even your brother or your friend, please, in fact, don't pay for the actual product, just pay for the cost of production. Let me produce this for you, check it out, what do you think? Does that not make sense than not starting at all? Oh yeah, tell me in the chat box. Does it not make sense to do that than not starting at all? Does it not make sense to ask your friend or your brother or even somebody that you just talk to and you know that okay, this person can actually spare these amounts? That I have an idea. I have a product idea. Let me make it for you. Thank you, everybody that is chatting in the chat box. Let me make it for you at this cost. This is the cost. I want you to just test it. Let me know let me know if it makes sense before I go into the market, before I even try with other people. Please be genuine with me. You've started. You started. I used to go and buy all these Okrika shirts, and I would make tie and dye shirts for my dad to wear to work. My dad is a power bike engineer, mechanic actually. He's not learned, so I would make it for him to wear to work. And when he comes back, you say, ah, I want a shop here, I won't like it. Koda. People that were buying power bikes and repairing power bikes for him. I remember that there was one of them that gave me money to make him Adire face caps because he saw my dad wearing Adire to his workplace. No matter how bad, I got something from there. So test it, right? Get honest feedback. If is it washing? Is the Adire washing? Daddy, let me know if the Adire is washing. Oh, it's not washing. Okay, that means that the technique I used to make this Adire is okay. It's not washing. So it's good for the market. You don't need to be popular for you to be able to do that. You don't need to have 1 million naira for marketing for you to be able to do that. You have people that you can see what there is no except if you are a terribly bad person. Even a bad person will still have somebody that is rooting for them. So let's go to the next slide. So am I communicating with you guys? Am I making sense to you so far? Please, chat box. Am I making sense to you? Let not be like say I did follow myself talk. All right, Munira, thank you. Adiola, thank you. Faith, thank you. Rohimat, Mary, Idayat, thank you. All right. So I already said all these things. Leverage visibility early. I think I've already gone through this. So show your process. I told you people that when I was designing, I would borrow phones. I used to shoot the process, the behind the scenes. I didn't wait for having big phones or published results and everything. I shot my process. Use social media intentionally. I took courses in social media, free courses. I didn't even pay. If I'm on internet, I am searching, I'm very inquisitive, and I think every entrepreneur or anybody that thinks big should be inquisitive. Because when you're inquisitive, you learn new things. When you're inquisitive, you come across opportunities. When you're inquisitive, people Till today, people send me opportunities. When I was in part one, I was awarded FCMB Flexpreneur. When I just started my business, that was I think in 2021 after COVID. I was announced FCMB Flexpreneur. I didn't apply for it. Somebody mentioned my name there. That this young girl that is starting now, she's doing well. They gave me 50,000 naira. It felt like 1 million naira at that time. You know when someone gives you 2K and you didn't even, you've not even like that 2K is like 2 million at that time. I felt so proud. Everybody was just proud. Wow, Flexpreneur. I posted it everywhere. I used social media. I posted it everywhere. My class groups, everybody saw it. And it earned me more respect and more visibility. I didn't place more. I was not imposter syndrome. There was no if I post it, like, she will not think I'm boasting. If that is what you think, then so be it. So somebody mentioned my name somewhere because I was showing up on my socials, even when I have 2 likes, even when I have 1 like, even when I have no likes, even when I have no views, I will still show up. But I wasn't showing up like, oh, let me just show up for showing up sake. I had intentions. I was thinking big that one day, one day I'll go viral. One day I will sell for more this post that I am posting. One day. I'm not gonna give up. So I started taking social media management courses, social media marketing courses. I was going online, I was seeing free course opportunities. If you are here now, you are hearing it, you can check Simply Learn, SIMPLILEARN, Simply Learn. There are a lot of free courses there. Free certificates, you still collect certificates. Digital marketing, social media management, project management, free courses. You can now want to take advanced course, and pay for it. I do advanced courses that I paid for, free courses, and I started utilizing it in my business. Hashtags, all those things, posting times, everything, and I started gaining visibility. And I will share the link on my WhatsApp so that my WhatsApp people, because I had more contacts till now, I still have more on WhatsApp. They'll go there and engage. Special people that are looking up, people that like you, people that don't even like you, just to check the views are shall increasing. So I utilize social media intentionally. This social media management marketing skill that I learned, if I tell you that I still use it to work for other brands in the United States, in Canada, and I earned in dollars because I had that skill. And I'm still a business owner. I'm still an entrepreneur. But there was another way to make money, and I jumped into it. And it didn't affect my business in any way. There was a balance I leveraged on, right? And everything I leveraged on. So I didn't just leverage on people, I leveraged on my skill, I leveraged on the school, I leveraged on the groups. I wasn't ashamed. I leveraged on events, collaborations. I had standard product shoots even when for marketing, for photography, for models. Do you want to hear the craziest part? I didn't even pay the tailors. I didn't pay my. Let us come together. You are growing your tailoring brand, Abby. I want to grow my Adore brand. I have saved up this small money from the pre-orders that I have gotten, and I can get some fabrics for this so. Have the right selling skills. You are everything. You are the social media manager, you are the project manager, you are the digital marketer, you are the this, you are the that, you are everything in that business until you are able to hire more hands. You want to start the business, the first thing you're thinking about is having a team that you can't pay, except you have people who are ready to work with me. I had tailors that worked with me that I was collabing with. So what I would do is get some materials, give it to them, they work on it, we put it out. I started sponsoring events on campus without dropping 1 naira. You're not surprised? So now I'm on be seen before you feel ready. So nobody will ask me how I was sponsoring. Maybe I'm a sponsor now. I'm supposed to be spending money. I proposed value. I proposed value and I talked like a boss that I am. So what did I do? Once I see that there is a freshers party coming, there is a pageantry coming, there is Mr. and Miss Fresher, there is Mr. and Miss OAU, all those MBG, every people really just want to like, Specialat, let's connect, let's connect. So there was a name already. I had been seen, I had gone for events, I had speaking skills. I started, helping people to host red carpets and the likes. So people had been seeing me. I was leveraging. I was on groups. You will always, at least in a week, you will see me posting flyer or something like that. somehow the name will stick. There is no way. There is repetition. It sticks in the head. It's just like you are reading books. Once you read something over and over again, it starts sticking in your brain. That's how the psychology of humans are. So I had been seeing already. Once they want to do their freshers party or anything, I would look for how I can connect with the social director. I was connecting with SUG executives. I was making meaningful connections on campus, stick them in. Why? I was strategic. If you'd like, you say that I am being a what's the word now? Maybe is it user they used to call them. But as a business owner, you have to think ahead of every other person. You are like 10 steps ahead of every other person. There's always for every reaction, there is always an action, like there's always a reason. So if you are still withdrawing because you don't want people to think that they used to call them social climbers, trying to grow. And it didn't mean that I didn't have anything to give them in return. So let's go back to the story. I will shadow them, connect with the social director of socials or the president or whoever it is that I know is in power, and propose that we have clothes now. I've not paid tailor, but I have done the other way, right? So at least I have like maybe like 5 clothes that I have done, or maybe like 6. At least I've removed tailor's money. And so the cost of production was not high at the time. So when I sell the products, I would be paying the tailor. That was the idea. And then tell them that we have fine adire, and it just makes sense that you're able to showcase adire on the runway, and when people wear it, they can also have more clothes to display on the runway. I'm telling you my secrets, but it's no longer a secret. So either the female winner or the male winner, anyone that I could afford at the time, I'm going to give them one of our products that is worth this amount. I'm going to talk about the worth of that product. There are times that I would add more money to it so that it would just make sense in your head that it's expensive. You say, oh, that's nice. Wow. And then let me see the products. And then I send them the product picture that I had already collabed with the photographer and the model. So it's looking good. This is nice. We would like to have it on our own way. And before you know it, my logo is on the same banner to sponsor the product, the program. I didn't pay 1 naira. And do you know the funniest part? I would still go for that event and they will still give me mic to talk about my brand and no other brand. The people that paid 1 million naira, 500,000 naira to sponsor the event, they would not. And so when the product, I would say, so I have to talk about the brand, and all of that. And it's a fashion brand because I can speak, I can talk. So let me utilize it well. And I didn't drop 1 naira. And they will still give me VIP tickets. I already knew that I didn't have money. And I don't, even if I had money, I didn't have money that I can waste on sponsoring an event like 200,000 or 500,000 or even 1 million. That is waste of money for the kind of, plans that I have for my business. So I leveraged and I negotiated. And so people will say, Specialat, she sponsors events. She sponsors events. I didn't drop 1 naira. But I'm looking for, okay, what is the most affordable products that I can let go? And it's just the cost of the products that is going to like affect me. It's not, of course, it's not like I'm buying it from somewhere and I'm paying the person. And that way, I was able to sponsor over 50 events. They even come to me. Like, I don't even go anymore at some point. They would come to me that Specialat, we're having party, we're having MBG this thing, we're having freshers party, we would need your products, come and sponsor us. And even till now, if I don't have money to sponsor you, because of course the money still goes back into the brand. I'm a business owner. I have to look for how to minimize cost and maximize profits. So I'll still tell you that, okay, we don't have products, but we can give your model. So it's like I'm giving you value, right? And you're also doing something in return. I'm going to speak. I don't know what you want to do. I'm going to talk about people following me on Instagram. I'm going to talk about our Instagram page, our Facebook page, our WhatsApp, everywhere. Some of those, what's the name? The executives, they can say, "Oh, we want to use Adire for our this event. So please, how much?" I will give them a very good discount so that nobody will think that somebody is a user. Maybe the director of socials, I'll just do a very simple T-shirt and just gift him. Many youth, many entrepreneurs today, or people who are trying to grow, or even creative, they don't know the power of gifting. Don't. That's why they say you're a social climber. That's why they say you're a people user, because you're not giving anything back in return. You just want to take and take and take and take. If you have the power to negotiate, you have the power to leverage, you should have the power to give as well. Help you to stay relevant and grounded in that business. I stayed top female host on OAU campus till I graduated. Not because I was the only female host. Everybody in the entertainment industry, if they have events, I will post, I will repost, I will show up. I won't say pay me before I post because I'm an influencer. Meanwhile, you refer me to other people for free. I'm telling you a lot of things outside my slides already. Like, I'm giving you a lot of secrets to how you can actually scale and think big, even if you're starting small. Access, leverage, power of negotiation, tools and equipment. Invest in what saves your time and improves your quality. I think we've already talked about these things. Branding and presence. The bigger you grow, the more you grow, there is a need to evolve. There is a need to improve whatever it is that you have been putting into your brand before. And you know that if you multiply that thing by 3 or by 4, it is going to give you better results. Then start doing it once you start making that kind of money that is going to help you, so that you can get to the kind of place that you want to get to. You can achieve the kind of goals that you want to achieve. You want to spend it to buy clothes. You're not investing into your business. My business sponsored me through OAU for 6 years, 7 years, because we had COVID break and ASU break, and all those times too, I didn't go home like that. So I was spending money on myself. North, Abuja, Enugu, everywhere. I had wholesalers everywhere. I use social media. I launched a whole sales this thing. I launched an online training. Look for more ways to make money for the brand. Don't just stay on one place. What can I do? Let me launch a training, an online training for 5,000. Even if it's 20 you get, do you know how much that is? More ways to make money for the business. Don't stay on one thing. Don't just be rigid. Be flexible. It's still the business. It's still under the business. Let them say that Kilowade, I'm a fashion designer today, and then tomorrow you are saying I'm a food vendor. You know that's different. But you see MTN, we tell you there is MTN Pulse, there is Better Talk, there is Skinny Con. The way you are buying maybe 11 gig or 20 gig, that's what you're buying. So people are buying 1 terabyte and they're making their money. So don't be rigid. Don't be, as a business owner, you are flexible. You are thinking about the next thing to do, the next way to make money, the next way to create value and make money. People need you. I want you to tell people need me. Put it in the what's the name? In the chat box. People need me. There is still an idea in you that is going to solve a major problem in the world that you have not launched because you are thinking, oh, I'm going to start small, and you're not thinking about what is going to happen in the future. This business that I started, what if I didn't start? Those people, what would have happened? It has fed over 1,000 people, clothed over 1,000 people, and now I have over 20 awards in my name. 20 recognitions in my name. Africa 40 under 40, Africa 35 under 35. I'm in Forbes Women and Forbes BLK communities. Sponsored my event last year, and I was still a student because I started small. But I wasn't seeing myself as just like an OAE student. It got to a point, OAE students were not my target audience again. I was selling outside of it. Got to that point. Now at this point I won't tell you what I'm looking at, but it's bigger. If by now 1 million naira is your problem, or even with 200 naira, 200,000 naira that is your problem right now. Once you get that 200,000, you will know that it is not money. It is not what you need. You will know that it is not enough. So think beyond 200,000. Think billions. Yes, because we can make billions. The people that are making billions don't have two heads. I don't see myself as somebody who can make billions. I don't know about you. Big. Why are you dreaming too big? If there's anybody around you that is making you feel like that, dump them. They are not needed. They are not worth to be in your space. Because the people you surround yourself with matter a lot. The kind of information that you take in matter a lot. The kind of things that you pay your attention to matter a lot. Are doing too much. Leave them to do the little they want to do. But you know where you are going to because you are thinking big. You have a solution to a particular problem. Launch it and think about how big it can get. I was selling t-shirts for 3,500 naira when I started. I incurred a lot of losses. I called the client, I told the client what the problem was, and I gave the client a time frame, but she wasn't having it. I had a reputation to protect. Imagine if I didn't protect it now, they'll be calling me out now saying that, oh, that's Specialat. No, she's not. No, protect your dignity. Despite that, I was being threatened and all, I still came through. I still gave what I needed to give, and I delivered. Think big, move consistently. See, you will get tired. I promise you. There are days that I just go off, like I'm just tired. Like I'm posting and I'm not even making sales. Who told you I make sales every day? Yesterday that you need to have the mindset of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur would get tired. Of course, take a break when needed and pick up again. Or it gets better. One thing is going to happen. And even if it crashes, it means that you have to re-strategize and start all over again. And it is okay to start all over again. Be consistent. But I was 20. was it 2023 when I was listed Africa 40 under 40 CEOs with them Nkechi Blessing. Do you know the difference between our ages? I was writing papers on campus. I could not travel to Uganda for the event. They had to send my award to me. Okay, Rohimat, I'm going to answer your question. Even days when things are not going well, I was still posting. I was still showing up. And as the big brand that it was, I think there was no time I came online to say, in fact, this sales is, in fact, someone just come online and come around and say you have not eaten. Listen, they asked me to leave the house at some point because they were done with school and they needed to pack out of the house. I saved up for my first rent from the business. I sponsored myself through school from this business. When I was chased out of, when I was asked to leave the house, I had to go and stay at another friend's place for an extra like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month, and I was still posting and I was still looking for my rent. I was looking for money, and I didn't beg anybody for it because I know that business is able, and I was selling, and I had my own target audience. I know that these people that are culturally conscious, look, I target them. Not everybody's my customer. I'm not angry that my friend that doesn't have 50,000 naira to pay for one clothes is not buying my products. I'm very stupid if I'm angry at that kind of friend. He's not my target. And it doesn't still make him less of my friend. When I had products of 5,000 naira, 6,000 naira, I was carrying it to hostels. But when I grew beyond that place, I knew not to go to hostels anymore. You will always evolve. And it's okay to let some things go. Is it that it gets better? Or it meets expectations. One of it must happen. But it must not get lower. You must keep showing up. You must keep showing up consistently in your values, reflects the kind of vision that you have for that brand. And that is how you start small and you think big. Thank you so much for having me today. And it has been a wonderful time having this conversation and this class. Is it class? Yeah, with you guys.
What's your take on taking loans or outside funding as a young entrepreneur?
I want to realize that many business owners or many top businesses that you see now are mostly on loans. They take loans. I've not taken any external funding for the business before. I won't advise a startup, like at the very beginning of the business, and you don't even know if people want that product. You don't even have a strategy on how to improve it, and you want to go into loans. I that is what I think. But there are some other business owners and all that will tell you that you can do loans, go for loans. If it's something you think you can work with, you already have your target audience, you already have all these things. Well, maybe you can take loans. But if you know that you don't have a structure for your business yet to buy what you're selling, or if you have the sales, because it's the thing that people want to buy what you're selling, is the other thing that you know how to sell. Selling is a skill. So if you know that you don't have that skill, you still have a lot of work to do. But if you do that, can your business even pay 1 million naira? So ask yourself that question. Yeah. So I think I answered your question.
So this is the last question. So what's the
Okay.
biggest mistake young women make when they start a business? And if we were to start afresh in the year 2026, what's one thing that you do differently?
The mistake people make when they start business, I think first thing is looking for money. Like, how do I put it? Everybody starts business because they want to make money, of course. But paying attention to the making money part of it create value. I don't know if that makes sense. I think many business owners create businesses just because they want to make money and not because they value the customers. Many of you on these calls or even outside these calls would have a business and you have like customers buy from you. And once they buy that product from you, that's all. You're not checking back. You're not going back. You're not texting. You're not checking up. You're not asking if they like the products. You're not asking about their experience. Zone out on them. I have many examples like that I would have gone back to buy from, but because they don't care about me, so why do I have to go back to buy from them? So because they focus on that money at that instance, and that is you thinking about the immediate, like I talk about thinking habits, like thinking about the immediate distance. That's thinking about what you're going to get at that time and serve you. Because one customer can give you 100,000 small customer. I'm not even capping. Most of my customers come from referrals, not even adverts. They come from referrals. They are customers that I have retained since 2021, 2020. I couldn't have let them go. But because I do not just focus on the money I'm making from them, I know that if I could make this 1,000 naira from this person, I can make up to 10,000 naira or even 100,000 naira from them. So let me retain them. So I feel like many business owners, especially female business owners, just sometimes the way you even respond will just be very, very terrible with your product. You don't even care if the person like it or not. Even if they give you a review, you're like, that's your business. I don't care. Which is not supposed to be. See yourself as an entrepreneur, and that is who you are. Not I'm a woman. I am an entrepreneur, and that is who I am. So you don't lose out on potential clients that are supposed to pay you good money. So okay, there are new questions in the chat box. Don't worry, I will reply them fast. I think it starts from Rahimat said, money sent from home can't even let you spend on the brand. How can one go about it? I'm sorry about that, Rahimat. For someone like me who nobody sends me money from home all through my stay in school, I wasn't even sending money home. Don't tell them I told you before. I was starting out. They used to give me 100 naira every day to buy food in 2019. 100 naira. I would know it. Okay, so guys, I have also the other naira till I had 1,350 naira. I don't even know where that 50 naira came from. I think maybe I don't even know. I should know that it was 1,350 naira. I was saving 100 naira for food. So I'm not saying that you should use my process. I am saying that if you are ready, to actually start, eh, from that little that you are being given, you can actually make much out of it. You don't have to say, oh, okay, so because Specialat said we should start small, because I want to start early. That means that I have to use all these allowance that they're giving me. Let me put it into the business. The business that can fail. What if it fails? What are you going to feel done? But you can save for a period of time. And when that time reach and you think that, oh, this money is still okay for me to start. So did I answer your question, Rohima?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right. You're welcome.
And is my business is a business that is very competitive, and there are a lot of people in it already, like fashion designing and selling clothes. They're already in, and knowing that is your uniqueness that will set you apart. But then you can't find the uniqueness yet. How can you find it out? So I think this person is looking to launch.
So, see, I've told you before and I'll tell you again. You are not the only one who is doing what you're doing. And the only thing that stands you out, of course, is the uniqueness. So, if you are thinking that your business or your industry is completely saturated, then there is a problem already, because you're not even supposed to, that's not supposed to be your focus at this time. I don't go to other direct business owners' pages and check what they are doing or how they are doing. I don't do that. I just think about what I can do to improve the quality of my products and the experience that my customers are getting every day. That's what I do. Maybe say a prayer or two to God so that you can get an inspiration and think about how you can be unique in that space that you are. Now, keep your targets very close. Don't start by targeting people in the United Kingdom. People will patronize you, even if it is saturated. Do you know the number of people that are doing adre? So pray to God, ask for inspiration to be unique, and stop thinking that the market is competitive. You are your own competitor. Start small, an entrepreneur, and you're a problem solver. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So the last question here is, what strategy can you give to someone selling jewelry?
Show them how to style the jewelry. And people would know that they are not just coming to buy jewelries, like you can consult for them on what kind of jewelries would fit them.
All right, I think that's all the questions. I hope nobody has any other questions to ask. So please let's thank our speaker, Specialat, in the chat box. Thank you very much, Specialat, for making it here. We're very, very grateful to have you speak to us. We learned a lot. We learned a lot, and we really appreciate it once again. Thank you.